Well, this chapter is late. I hate the fact that it has changed release dates. It's excruciating, but not to mention the fact that we have to wait 2 weeks now for the next One Piece chapter. But for now, this is One Piece chapter 809. And it turns out that although the Mink Tribe looked like a peaceful people, they do have a system. A system that, unless it's not followed, seems to would affect the entire people. I have a feeling their moods also switch depending on day and night. Inurashi, the guy who talked about Straw Hat, turns out to once upon a time have been best friends with the King of the Night. The reason for this is not known, but apparently they had a huge fight or became such enemies that they cannot even stand the sight of each other. And the people of the fort and of night tend to also fall asleep then. What I mean is, Nekomashi is the guardian of the whale forest who apparently holds history. Holds history? That probably means Robin is gonna be interested. Then again, if Nekomurashi is there, I have a feeling she won't even set her foot into that history part. But Inurashi, before he falls asleep, mentions that he wants to sail with that cat and that he once met Shanks. Another good connection. But before he can say anything more, he then fell asleep. So Wanda explains to the troops again that for some reason the two kings are the other throat that they need to that they switch working schedules. But then many of the mother falls asleep, including Master Cillian, and we get a flashback on when Jack continued to attack this country. We saw the Three Musketeers. The Three Musketeers appears to be a zebra, and what is that? A hyena or a wolf? Well, either way, Inurashi also shows himself to be a kind-hearted ruler, or at least someone who believes in reason. For when he appears during Kaido, he threw away his weapon and of course, again begged him to stop. But Jack, of course, said no, or hell no, more like that. But Inurashi could stop one of Kaido's attacks. And the thing is, this also once again just shows just how unstable and of a monster Jack is, because he says, "I will only stop this mayhem when the samurai is before me. The fact that the samurai is not here, that is your sin." That is truly the insane troll logic of a sociopath. So I think it's safe to assume now that Yak is a complete monster. It doesn't even help when he says he loves destruction. And so Inuarashi joins the fight and fights. Apparently fights evenly with Jack, because he can manage to do that for 6 hours. Even though he is the one who's a bit scarred, it seems though. And Jack is not, because Jack is apparently not only the right-hand man of Kaido, he is also the one who has the highest bounty yet. 1 billion berry. Well, it was only a matter of time when we were gonna get that much. But yeah, 1 billion berry. But that doesn't necessarily mean he's the strongest. It's clear that Jack is strong, but he's going to have his ass handed to him one day if he's now alive. That's fate. On a side note, however, day turns into night, and the musketeers fall back in a way to deplete stamina, and then Nekomurashi appears, who also fights, and he even throws Jack when he grabs his trunk, revealing that this ruler is a little bit more... well, I wouldn't say less reasoning with, but I have a feeling he's the type of guy who is not really screwing around, because he unfortunately provokes Jack by saying, if the samurai were stupid enough on this island and something would have happened on the watch, he would have already been digested in my system. Meaning probably that Nekomurashi is... Nakumamushi is someone who, unlike Inurashi, doesn't reason with enemies. He just attacks them head on when they get to that point. Maybe that's the difference. During the day, the Mink Tribe are a little bit more peaceful. During the night, they're extremely territorial and antisocial. Maybe that's why some say they have a closed door policy. Who knows? We won't know into 2 weeks because Jack was forced out of his Zoan form, but we still don't see his face. And he still doesn't seem like someone we have known before. All we know is the counterattack begins now. 2 weeks we will see what Jack kind of despair Jack brings him later. So that's basically this chapter. Just flashbacks. Hope they won't be too long. But other than that, I'll say it was an okay chapter. So give me your thoughts if you have any.